Well, hello everybody. If you can tell, I'm in the shop, so welcome back. Josh here with Josh's Lawn and Landscape. Just want to talk about a couple things and start the how-to portion on the clutch swap on the QuikTrak. So this is kind of a two-part video, so I'm gonna put part of this together and then don't know if I'll just do one solid video or do it in two parts. So I may do like a disassemble, reassemble, you know, short circuit Johnny 5. You gotta be a little older to know what I'm talking about there, but so I'm not sure how this video turned out, if it'll be one part or two part, but it's a how-to changing the PTO clutch on the John Deere QuikTrak 652R. So, if any of you have been following along, you know what's been going on. So, it is what it is. The rebuild continues. I'm getting there. So, let me turn the camera around and talk about where I'm at. I've actually already got the old clutch off, so you can see what condition it's in. And we'll talk about that here in just a second. So, hold up. Alright, so as you can see, here's the QuikTrak. I got it up on some ramps, so it's easier to get under from the backside. And I've got my 1/2-inch pull handle with a 1/2-inch extension in the tensioner pulley, and this is so you can obviously take the belt off. What I recommend is taking it off of this pulley, letting the tension off, pull the belt out of the way because it does tend to get caught between the pulley and this. So if you take it off of this pulley and just lay it over here where it's not caught over the spindle bolt, the blade bolt there, and then let the pressure off of this tensioner, pull this out, and then just kind of pull the belt over here into the middle out of the way, it gives you free rein to move it and actually remove it from the pulley that's above the clutch in the back. So the PTO assembly comes as kind of a single piece. It has the clutch with the pulley assembly on top of it, and it goes on the shaft underneath the motor. So I've already got this one off, so let me step around back and talk about that real quick. As you can see, yeah, it's got some nice black dust in it. This is the pulley that goes above it. So this pulley kind of sits like this, and then the PTO clutch goes underneath. You can see the old spin plate. This would actually be facing this way, like that, and this clutch sits down on top of it. This is the clutch. Oh, look at there, all kind of good stuff coming out. And if you can't tell, this is the sheath that lays right here that actually holds the bearings in place inside the clutch. And when I took the bolt, well, it fell back in place. But when I took the bolt off the bottom, that washer, I got to hold on to it. This is the bolt that holds the clutch in place. And it goes into the bottom of the shaft that's up under there. So just the basics of where I'm at. I'll talk about how I got it off probably a little later on. But when I took this off, that piece just literally fell out. I want to knock that out of the way. So if you can see, I already broke this tab off. This was actually melted and hanging this way, like vertical. So if you can imagine this being upside down. But you can see where it broke off. This material is weeping out from inside the weep hole, and there was some coming out over there. But if you can see, if you cannot tell, these roller bearings are absolutely shot. This one's actually crushed, and another part of it here, so it's literally just disintegrated in there. So this one is toast. Like I say, I've got the other one on the way. I don't know if I mentioned or not, this is a 16mm bolt. So that's what you'll need to be able to take that off. I recommend having a long pull handle just to stick under to put a little bit of pressure on the clutch and depending on how long it's been on there, you may need it because it may just be kind of seized up on there from dust and stuff like that. So and then you'll take a rubber mallet, which you can see I have right there, and tap on the clutch while you're applying pressure from the top side of it. So yeah, there's another look at the bearings from the other side. Completely toasted. So got that on the way, and I keep up with the nut and the bolt. So yeah, there's what's left of my clutch. And so I got that one off. It goes on there, you can see it easily. It goes on that shaft there. It does have a groove in it, so you'll have to line up you can't really see it now because of the way I got this thing. This is the part that's supposed to be on the underside of this clutch, this part here, and you can see where it's got that groove, or that stud part there. That has to line up with the groove on that shaft, and I think it may be on this side. And then there is also a wire that plugs into the plug here. You can see it's got the little tab for it to click onto, but it plugs into that plug. So yeah, got it off. You can tell it's donezo, completely toast. There's no coming back for this one. You're not reviving it. DOA, whatever you want to call it. So I've got just a 3/8 drive. This is actually an Earthquake. This is from Harbor Freight. This is a 400 foot-pound 3/8 drive impact. This thing is awesome. It works as good as most of the 1/2 inch ones that I have that are taking the air off of it so I can lay it up here out of the way. So, yep. So that's where we're at. Like I said, you have to take this belt off. This is the main belt that loops around the center pulley and goes back to the clutch, which drives the double stack pulley in the middle there. And then you've got the short belt that just simply goes to the blade on the other side. So that's how that operates. But hopefully this makes sense. You can see how I've gotten that off. So once the new clutch comes in, what I'll probably do is do a second part to this video and just kind of cut back in and say, hey, I'm back, the clutch is in, blah, blah, blah. This is how we're going to fix it. So, but this is the first part, and so stick around for the second part that I will most likely attach to this video. If not, I'll close it out here right after this clip, and who knows what I'll do. So that's where I'm at on that, and maybe I can clean this little bit up here and crawl up under there and get you some footage in just a second. Who knows? Alright, so I made up my mind. I'm going to go ahead and try to crawl up under this thing and kind of show y'all how I got to where I'm at. Even though I've kind of briefly talked, well, I won't say briefly talked about it, but since I talked about it already, try to give you a good visual. So hopefully you can see under here with the light. I do have a pin light that I'll try to shine some light on the area under there so I can show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to try to do this and hold the camera, and this is not a spacious area, so bear with me. So again, 16mm bolt holds the clutch in place. There's my mallet, and this is the shaft. You can see that groove where that part's got to line up when you put it back on. So there's the drive pulley on the top, and then there's the other pulley would go right below it, and then the clutch assembly is obviously on the bottom. There is a lip on the clutch assembly that has to line up with this arm or bracket right there. Sorry, I'm trying to just point the camera at it. I can't really reach over to point at it. Maybe I can do it with this pull handle. Where's that? Yeah, right there. That little arm there. I'll show you that lip in a second. I lost my light here. I'm trying to get it right. So, and then you'll just have to push. There's the plug. It plugs into the clutch itself. And then obviously the belt comes through this slot here. Right behind that arm, right through that slot there. And then goes around that pulley. So that 16mm bolt goes right there. You'll drop it down, and then you'll have to take the pull handle and put it up above, either up above the pulley or in between the pulley and the clutch, which it wouldn't really matter if you damaged them because you're replacing them anyway, and pry up on it, and then take the rubber mallet here and kind of tap up on the clutch from this angle up underneath while applying pressure, and it should work itself down and come off. You kind of have to take the clutch off without the pulley. It should come apart, and then you'll have to kind of work it around till you can get it to drop out the bottom. And that's how that works. So let me show you real quick. Well, it ain't gonna be real quick. I got to get out from under here. Oh. That is the flange lip that I was talking about that goes on that little arm underneath. So you have to make sure that that lines up, as well as this lining up on the shaft. And that is when you put it back on there. So, and that is basically the removal of the PTO clutch from a John Deere QuikTrak 652R. Gotta get the good stuff. That's right. So hopefully that's helpful for that, and I will do a part 2 to show you how to reassemble it, hopefully, and I'll be able to set the camera up to do that, I hope. We'll see. Because as you can tell, it's tight quarters under there. So I'll try to put it on, or at least I'll try to put it on and show you how everything lines up, some way, shape, or form, and then show you what it looks like when it's done, and then turn it on to make sure it's working. So, yeah. Got it tore apart. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Hopefully thank y'all for taking the time to watch and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button below. Let me know what you think about this part 1 of this how-to on the clutch replacement. And just a shout out to a couple of guys. I don't know if I've ever shouted him out, but I want to give a shout out to Joey over at First String Lawn Care. I watched him in one of his videos earlier today, and does a great job. I think his helper's name is Glenn. Did a good job running. I think he's got a Ferris Z1. And he bought some new videos, so y'all go check him out. First String Lawn Care, Joey. And as always, I want to shout out to Ray. Ray's still having a rough go of it, but he's getting it knocked out. A rough go of it with the help, actually. So Mr. Gerald over at Clean and Green, and I don't know if he'll put it in the video, but I'm getting attacked by like a big fly. Sorry about that. But Mr. Gerald, I know he put it on Facebook. I haven't watched his video yet, but he got one of his Hustler mowers stuck, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the same one he got stuck last time somewhere. So he might have a cursed mower when it comes to cutting in wet properties and getting stuck. So but shout out to Mr. Gerald also, and just trying to see if I can think of anybody else. But so y'all go check those channels out as always. Also, American Lawn Specialists, want to give them another shout out. Doesn't look like they need it as of late. They've kind of taken off. I think like maybe 2 weeks ago they had like 80 subs, and I believe now they're up to, I think it's 1,800, 1,600, 1,800, maybe even more than that. But go check their channel out as well. Husband and wife team running some Bobcat stand-ons. They do great work. Got those lawns looking good, so check them out as well. And again, as always, be safe, be kind, be blessed. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, everybody.